Welcome back to Ghost Asian, where we explore the most chilling, most authentic ghost stories from across the continent. Tonight, I'll tell you about a hotel in the heart of Bangkok, Thailand, a place where many guests have checked out in the middle of the night, vowing never to return again. This is the story of Asia Hotel, known as one of the most haunted hotels in all of Bangkok. Asia Hotel sits on the bustling Phaya Thai Road, just a few minutes' walk from the lively Siam district. By day, it looks ordinary enough, a tall, yellow-painted building with over 10 floors and a bright green neon sign glowing out front. People constantly come and go. Taxis line up in front of the entrance. But when night falls, the liveliness fades and the atmosphere changes. Long corridors, dim fluorescent lights, and the low hum of air conditioners create a cold, eerie feeling that's hard to describe. Many say the hotel feels outdated, its decor straight from the 1980s. Dark red carpets, giant hallway mirrors, heavy wooden doors with squeaky hinges. But that's not what makes it infamous. What makes Asia Hotel appear on lists of Bangkok's most haunted places are the countless bizarre stories from guests, people who swear they encountered something not of this world. On travel forums, many posts share the same title: "Never stay at Asia Hotel alone." A Singaporean traveler once shared his experience from 2018. He and a friend had come to Bangkok for business. The hotel's location, right next to BTS Ratchathuli station, and its cheap price made it seem like the perfect choice. They booked 3 nights. The first night was fine, but on the second night, things changed. Around 2 a.m., his friend suddenly woke up, feeling as if someone had just sat down beside him on the bed. He heard the mattress sink and felt a cold breath brush the back of his neck. When he opened his eyes, no one was there, yet the spot next to him was still sunken, exactly as if someone invisible was sitting there. Terrified, he turned on the light, and right then, the indentation slowly rose back up, as if whatever it was had stood up and vanished. The friend sleeping beside him claimed to have noticed nothing, but the next morning he discovered a faint bruise on his arm in the shape of a handprint. "It felt like someone held my arm in the middle of the night," he said. They immediately requested a room change that morning. Still, the experience was so disturbing that they didn't dare stay the final night and left earlier than planned. Some Asia Hotel employees, while never speaking openly, have hinted that certain floors are rarely assigned unless the hotel is full. Rumor has it that the rooms between the 6th and 8th floors are where things tend to happen. Some say a guest died there long ago, though no official records mention it. If you read old online reviews, you'll notice a pattern. A Thai woman once wrote, "My room had a strange scent, like old perfume, and whenever I turned off the light, I could hear someone quietly sobbing in the corner." Another traveler said he heard footsteps running down the hallway around midnight, but when he opened the door, the floor was completely empty. A man staying on the 7th floor recalled being awakened at 3 a.m. by 3 gentle knocks on his door, steady and rhythmic. Thinking it was his friend, he opened it, but the hallway was deserted. Only the cold air from the vent blew across his face, and on the wall, under the dim light, he saw a shadow that wasn't his. Asia Hotel still operates normally today. Every year, thousands of tourists stay there without incident. Yet some, after just one night, go online to share what happened. A post on Trip One once described a gloomy chill filling the room even after the air conditioner was turned off. Others mentioned cold, invisible spots drifting through the air or figures glimpsed in the bathroom mirror. Many believe the hotel's decades-long history hides tragic stories, that perhaps someone once died there, leaving behind restless spirits. Others suggest that the land where Asia Hotel was built used to be an old neighborhood, one that burned down in a fire years ago. When the hotel's foundation was laid, it disturbed something buried deep, and that's when the strange events began. There's still no solid proof, but one thing's certain: those who have stayed at Asia Hotel describe the same unnerving sensations. Footsteps in the night, a cold breeze behind you, faint weeping from nowhere, and that chilling feeling that someone or something is watching from the corner of the room. Bangkok is a city of lights, of streets that never sleep. Yet right in the middle of that energy, there lies a place that doesn't seem entirely part of the human world. A place where, standing in its long hallway and listening to the wind whisper through the windows, you'll understand why people call Asia Hotel the most haunted hotel in Thailand. And if you ever set foot there yourself, remember, what people say might just be rumors. Or perhaps they are warnings from those who met them before you. That night, Bangkok shimmered outside the window, the endless hum of traffic and horns echoing from Phaya Thai Road. But inside room 702 of Asia Hotel, there was another world entirely, silent, cold, and heavy. The man in the story was Adrian, a Malaysian traveler visiting on a short business trip in late 2019. He chose Asia Hotel for its convenience, right beside the BTS station, just minutes from the bustling Siam area. He had no idea about the hotel's dark reputation, not until the second night when everything began. Around 11 p.m., Adrian returned to his room after dinner. He described it as warm, clean, just a bit old-fashioned, lit by a soft yellow lamp, with a small sofa sitting opposite the bed. Outside the window, the city lights of Bangkok flickered in the distance, their glow reflecting off the large mirror beside the desk. Adrian turned on the TV, leaving it on a Thai news channel for background noise, then went to take a shower. Everything seemed normal until around 3 a.m. Adrian woke up suddenly, not knowing why. The room was dark, illuminated only by the faint flicker of the TV screen. The air felt noticeably colder. He reached for his phone, but just then, a soft sound came from the corner of the room. It was faint, like the rustle of fabric. Adrian turned his eyes toward the sofa. In the dim light, he saw the figure of a woman sitting there. Her long hair fell forward, hiding most of her face. She wore a white dress, damp, as if soaked by rain. She didn't move, just sat there quietly, her head slightly bowed. Adrian blinked, thinking his eyes were playing tricks on him. But when he looked again, the figure was still there, clear, motionless, and trembling slightly. A chill ran down his spine. He reached for the light switch, but the moment his fingers brushed it, the TV suddenly went dark. The screen went black. The room was swallowed in complete darkness. Adrian later recalled, "I heard breathing, slow but close. Then the sofa creaked as if someone had shifted their weight. When I looked back, she was raising her head. Her face was pale as paper. Her eyes were wide and hollow, empty, lifeless voids. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. The faint city light seeped through the curtain, falling across her ghostly face for just a few seconds, enough for Adrian to see her bluish lips and a trail of water dripping from her chin onto the floor. He jumped up and hit the light switch. Instantly, the room flooded with brightness. No one was there. The sofa was empty, but on the cushion, a dark, wet stain remained exactly where she had been sitting. Terrified, Adrian ran into the hallway. The hum of air conditioners, distant footsteps, everything seemed normal. He rushed down to the reception desk and told the night staff what had happened. The man on duty, a middle-aged Thai employee, listened in silence for a moment before quietly asking, "You're staying in room 708, aren't you? You should change rooms." Adrian asked why. The man hesitated, then replied softly, "That room, something happened there. A girl never left." According to records later uncovered, in the early 2000s, a Japanese tourist named Ayumi Tanaka had stayed in room 708. She was traveling alone. Little was known about her besides the name in the hotel registry. She was last seen on her. That night, the 6th floor was almost empty. Only 3 rooms were occupied: 602, 609, and 611. The rest was just a long corridor lit by dim yellow lights and the steady hum of air conditioners. Around 2:45 a.m., Samchai began his patrol. He later recalled, "When I reached the middle of the corridor, I heard knocking. 3 knocks, steady and clear. Knock, knock, knock. Then silence." He stopped, looked around. No one was there. The sound had come from room 606, a room that had been vacant for months due to maintenance. Samchai walked closer and peered through the gap under the door. No light inside. He gently knocked once to check. No response. He was about to leave when the knocking came again, this time from inside the room, louder and sharper, as if someone were answering him. Samchai still remembered how the air suddenly turned icy, the hallway wind brushing his neck, raising every hair on his body. He turned on his flashlight and shone it through the keyhole. Darkness, stillness, nothing moved. Thinking someone might have accidentally entered the room, Samchai called the maintenance team. But when they unlocked the door, the room was completely empty. No sound, no person. Only a long, wet trail stretched from the bathroom door to the entrance, still glistening with moisture. The strange thing was, that room had no running water at all. Its entire plumbing system had been disconnected during maintenance. The technician confirmed. There's no way water could leak from inside. Samchai shuddered. He couldn't shake the feeling that something had just been there and left moments before. As he turned toward the corridor, he noticed the light at the far end flickering once, twice, then going completely dark. In that silence, he heard footsteps, slow and dragging, moving toward him. They were clear, the sound of shoes brushing the carpet, but when I shone my flashlight, no one was there. The footsteps stopped just a few meters away, then silence. A few seconds later, they sounded again, behind him. Samchai spun around, but the hallway was empty, bathed only in the dim yellow light and a cold draft that seemed to seep from the ground itself. He hurried downstairs to the lobby, where he found the night receptionist, a young woman named Mina, and told her everything. Mina stayed silent. She didn't look surprised. After a pause, she quietly said, "The 6th floor, it's the one no one likes to patrol. You know, last year a woman stayed in room 606. She was alone. For 3 nights, guests next door heard knocking at her door every night. On the last night, she didn't answer anymore." Samchai froze. Mina then showed him an old note from the guest feedback log. Knocking sounds every night at the same time, 3:03 a.m. No one in the hallway. Rumors about the 6th floor spread quickly afterward. Some claimed to have seen a woman in a white dress walking along the corridor, disappearing right in front of room 606. Others said they were woken by 3 distinct knocks at night, followed by the sound of hurried footsteps running away. And when they opened the door, the floor outside was wet, as if someone had just passed by. A Singaporean tourist, interviewed by Singapore Uncensored, shared his experience. He stayed on the 6th floor in room 609, just 2 doors down from 606, in August 2022. "I woke up in the middle of the night because someone kept knocking. I thought it was staff, so I opened the door, but no one was there. A few seconds later, I heard the knocking again, 3 times, this time coming from inside the room. I turned around and saw the bathroom door slowly creaking open. I heard running water, but when I checked, the faucet was dry. Since then, I've never stayed on the 6th floor again." According to longtime staff, room 606 had a tragic history. Years ago, a middle-aged male guest was found dead inside, reportedly from a heart attack. What was unsettling was that his body had been there for 2 days before anyone noticed, until a guest next door reported a strange smell. Since then, many believed his spirit never left, wandering the corridor and knocking each night, seeking someone's attention. Some spiritual believers offered another explanation. In Thai folklore, spirits who die alone try to reach the living through faint sounds, knocking, running water, reflections in mirrors. And with decades of history behind it, Asia hotels seem to hold enough energy to draw such souls back. When asked about it, Somchai simply said, "I don't believe in ghosts, but that night I knew I wasn't alone. And whatever was there, it wasn't human." After the incident, management replaced the lights on the 6th floor, changed the lock on room 606, and deep cleaned the entire area. Still, night shift staff avoided patrolling there alone. They said that around 3 a.m., the lights sometimes flickered inexplicably, even though the electrical system was perfectly fine. One new employee, speaking anonymously, said, "If you walk past room 606 late at night, you might hear knocking. 3 times soft, steady, and precise. If you stop, it goes quiet. But if you walk away, it starts again like someone calling you back." To this day, Asia Hotel continues to operate normally, welcoming thousands of guests each month. But among them, more than a few have claimed to hear it. The mysterious 3 knocks that echo through the 6th floor every night, precisely at 3:03 a.m. Perhaps somewhere amidst the dazzling lights of Bangkok, a lonely soul still lingers, knocking 3 times each night, reminding us that Asia Hotel has never truly slept. The knocks echoed through the stillness of the night, tock, 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 steady, cold, and hollow, coming from the corridor on the 14th floor. No other sound followed. No voices, no footsteps, only that dry, rhythmic knocking, like a heartbeat lost inside the slumbering hotel. And a young traveler from Vietnam jolted upright in the dark. In room 1402, the dim bedside lamp flickered weakly, and the curtain swayed though the window was firmly shut. He glanced at his watch, 2:13 a.m., exactly the same time other guests had once claimed to hear the ghostly knocking. At first, and thought it might be a prank, but then the knocks came again, louder, closer, tock, 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 as if someone was standing right outside his door. A chill crept up his spine. He approached slowly, peering through the peephole. No one. The hallway was completely empty, bathed in a faint yellow glow from the emergency lights reflecting off pale tiles. Suddenly, at the far end of the corridor, a woman in white appeared, long hair covering her face, gliding slowly past. Her movements were silent, her steps floating just above the ground. Anne's breath caught. He swore her feet never touched the floor, hovering a few centimeters above it. Panicking, he turned on every light in the room, but the main bulb flickered wildly, then went out. Only the bathroom light remained, dim and trembling. In that faint glow, the mirror above the sink revealed a pale face, hollow black eyes staring right at him from behind. And spun around, no one was there. The mirror was empty again, except for 2 wet handprints pressed faintly against the glass. Then came a whisper, soft and distant, slipping between the gusts of wind seeping through the cracks. Don't stay here anymore." The voice seemed to come from inside the walls, close yet far away, and froze in terror. He grabbed the phone to call the front desk, but only static hissed through the line, and beneath it, a faint, distorted woman's laughter began to rise. It grew louder, sharper, until every light in the room flickered madly, then blazed bright all at once. In that blinding flash, she was there. The woman in the white dress stood in the middle of the room, face ghostly pale, eyes void of pupils, hair drenched and clinging to her shoulders, and screamed and stumbled backward. When he opened his eyes again, darkness. The room was silent. No laughter, no knocking, only suffocating stillness. He packed his things in panic and ran straight to the lobby. The night clerk looked at him, eyes wide, and whispered, "Sir, you were in room 1402. That room wasn't supposed to be rented out." The next morning, as in checked out, rain poured over Bangkok's gray skyline. He turned to glance at the building one last time, and there, at the window of room 1402, a woman with long hair stood silently, watching him leave. Later, Anne's story spread across travel forums. Dozens of other guests at Asia Hotel Bangkok claimed to have heard the same sounds, footsteps in the dark, chairs scraping, soft knocks, or glimpses of a shadowy figure by the windows of the 14th floor. Many believe the spirit of a woman who once jumped to her death there never truly left, still wandering the halls, waiting for someone to open the door, so she could return just once more to the world of the living. Asia Hotel continues to operate as usual, its lights glowing every night. But for those who have experienced it, the place is no ordinary hotel in Bangkok. It's a fragile doorway between two worlds. What do you think? Could the spirit of that woman still linger there? Or is it just a legend born from collective fear? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And remember, whenever you stay in a strange hotel, never take the last room at the end of the hallway.